wrong and you're all dressed up at an event, what sort of things do you have on you in case of an emergency?
Something always seems to go wrong. The things that mostly carry is definitely safety pins. Safety pins is huge. Bobby pins. I use like double-sided tape type stuff. Like they make stuff for fabric. Also, sometimes I'll use like toupee, wig tape to hold things in. Super glue. So basically, duct tape. Those are the main staples.
Okay.
What about you? What do you usually?
Safety pins are fantastic, and now they come in black, gold, silver. You can get them to camouflage into almost anything, and huge, various sizes. Lots and lots of safety pins. I did a film once, and we used gaff tape, which is sort of like duct tape, but it's not quite as sticky, and that comes in a myriad of colors. You can actually make it blend into the fabric really easily if you go from the back. So gaff tape, safety pins. I always usually have 3 or 4 needles that are pre-threaded in black, yellow, and red, because those are the ones that are most likely to hide into something. If a button falls off, you can throw it on quickly and get the actor back on stage. Or if, God forbid, they bust the seam of their pants, I've seen the actor bent over and 3 or 4 people whipping their pants back together to get them back on stage. So as long as there's a couple that are pre-threaded, you're good to go. But safety pins and tape, that's the way to go. That's what I normally have on me.
Awesome.
Talk a little bit about like the way that you would actually pack this sort of kit, because again, very different circumstances. Let's say you're with a touring company. You're on the move, but it's a very different sort of on the move from what you're used to. So talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
Because I think it's all well and good to know that you have to carry a bunch of stuff, but how you're going to do it, how you keep it organized, I think is something that can be very useful.
Sure. So, for example, like when we're on tour, we have something that's called a gondola, and it's a large cabinet with drawers and cabinets inside of it. And that's where we keep all of our thread and our tapes and emergency sewing supplies and the sewing machine and everything. And then that usually stays in a room somewhere in the theater. And on your person, I have an apron that has a bunch of pockets and things in it. And I have a little scissors around my neck. And I keep safety pins attached to the pocket. And then I have all of my needles and different threads attached into the pocket as well. And just in case there's not a hair person around, I'll throw some bobby pins in there, a couple of hairpins over there. Anything that you can possibly think of that you might need or remotely have. So I have earring backs on me at all times. I have a punch for some like belts or shoes that have been ripped, so you can punch a new hole in those quickly. I have one of those in my box and in my kit. Toupee tape is great if the wig is starting to slip, or at the last minute the mustache is starting to come off. You can throw a piece of double-sided tape on the back of it. It's kind of like being a Boy Scout. Thinking ahead and what could possibly go wrong and what could I do to fix that problem. Yeah.
Awesome.
Do you keep things on you at the events?
I do. I usually try to incorporate a type of purse kind of thing, but I liked it to be a part of the character. Like usually gun holsters or build it something like a hole inside the weapon. Just anything like that, because when you're at an event, you really want to get as many pictures as possible, and you don't want like pictures of you holding your purse in your costume, or having to have somebody hold your stuff, having to have a bag bitch. Like, here, hold this, let me take a picture. Like, it's nice just to have everything on your person in, part of the costume. So.
That's smart. So you integrate it into the design somehow.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's really smart.